channel is not affiliated to any government agency. Information given herewith is based on research only.
What is the total of the unspent money for 2019, 2020, Bayanihan 1 and Bayanihan 2?
I think that all told, if I'm not mistaken, it's just under 80 billion.
So there is an available 80 billion that could be spent this year or extended until next year. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. And we share the same bill that we filed to extend GAA 2020. But of course, the good Senator Recto has also included Bayanihan 1 and 2 in that extension.
Okay. Now, one last item, Mr. President. How many were affected by Typhoon Quinta?
I don't have disaggregated data, but I seem to see that there are a total of several 100,000. I believe this is not complete.
Okay.
Right now, the numbers are incomplete.
Yeah, that's fine with me, Mr. President, because I know it's difficult for the chairperson who is in Ilocos right now with no staff support from the DSWD. So I just wanted to put this on record. I promise to be very quick. No? So there are millions of families and individuals affected by Quinta, Rolly, and Ulysses. Okay, would the chairman know how much the DSWD has spent already for Quinta, Rolly, and Ulysses, just in case, if you have any of the figures?
Right now, what I understand is that they have spent, there's close to, originally they spent 125, then there was an additional 665, and then they topped it up with another 665 million. The QRF keeps getting topped up.
Okay, so that's less than 2 billion.
That's right.
Okay, now would the chairman also know the damages to these families, the cost of the damages of Quinta, Rolly, and Ulysses? Because sa ngayon, wala pang masyado nagagastos ang gobyerno to provide assistance to them. It's only been 2 weeks.
Yes, that's right.
Okay,
And
the point I'm driving at is that there is 80 billion available with DSWD and more to be able to assist these millions and millions of families and individuals affected by the 3 most recent typhoons that we can either use in the DSWD today or put it in a supplemental budget if necessary. And remember, I mentioned yesterday that we have 1 trillion pesos at least in cash over and above net yun of what we intend to spend this year. Okay? And considering that the economy dropped by a little more than 10% negative contraction in the last 3 quarters, and we potentially will lose something like 1.9 to 2 trillion this year in GDP productivity. Okay? Maliwanag na may pera dito to assist them, lalo na ngayong magpapasko. It's been a very challenging year. Imagine you've had, of course, sa amin yung Taal Volcano to begin with. Then the pandemic, okay? The worst crisis, okay? Then you have 3 typhoons. Tapos magpapasko pa. I'm sure naman na ang gobyerno, ang DSWD, considering that there is 80 billion more available, could assist, magbigay naman ng konting kaginhawaan sa malungkot na Pasko para tulungan itong mga kababayan natin na nasalanta ng bagyo. No? At yung maiiwan naman, syempre agad-agad dapat, would the gentle lady support our initiative that we could extend the validity, yung hindi magagastos para hindi masayang, because we will still have problems next year, at least in the first quarter, moving forward, to extend the validity, to find a way to extend the validity, number 1, of the 2020 budget, particularly, if not the entire General Appropriations Act, at least of the DSWD, and hopefully we could do the same for Bayanihan 1 and 2, so that there are more resources. Total, inutang na rin natin pala yung pera natin. Inutang na yan eh. Okay? The 1 trillion I was talking about yesterday is net off spending 4.1 trillion this year. It's already a given that you will spend the 4.1 trillion this year, which we have not yet spent anyway. So at the appropriate time, we will push for an amendment to extend the validity so that we can continuously help our people affected by the typhoon and the pandemic. And I hope that the secretary of the DSWD and his team, and I know that they're very good because I've seen them in action, could maybe work a little harder than the coming month and a half to provide this assistance immediately to these affected families.